Welcome back to Large Butter Popcorn. We have actually been on a little bit of a break recently. We had was it like a 2-week break?
Might be 3.
And well, technically 3, but we did like a 2-week break, just because life got busy and we were doing stuff. And then we did actually film a podcast last week. It just wasn't very good, so we didn't feel like putting it out. But we're back again for this week. My name is Freya. This is Kalani.
I am Kalani.
And every week we just get on camera and talk about the movies that we seen at the theaters this week. This one might be slightly shorter than some of our usuals. Usually we're like hitting like 4, 5, 6 movies a week. This week we only got 3, a humble 3. The humble acorn. Lighting might be a bit different to usual. It's currently storming in Florida. We don't have professional lighting set up. We don't have professional lighting, etc. So we rely on the Florida beautiful sun to give us our lighting. And it's storming. Finally, Florida is getting out of this GD drought. And it's raining, which we're very happy for, but also not happy for our podcast video.
Yeah.
This week we are going to discuss Hokum, Deep Waters, and The Devil Wears Prada 2. So those are our topics for this week.
Sounds right.
Outside of the theater, we watched
Devil Wears Prada 1.
The Devil Wears Prada 1, and we also watched Evil Dead 2.
Yep. Evil Dead 2 is lovely. We love that movie. It's so fun. We still have not watched Army of the Dead. That's on the list. That's next. We're very excited to watch that. But we watched Evil Dead 2 for the second time.
Yeah. We've seen it before, but yeah, we're yet to watch Army of the Dead. Very much looking forward to that. Okay. Outside of that, I think we're ready to just jump straight in. There's no life developments we need to discuss. We've just been regularly going to the movies, having fun, being married. You know how it is. So we're going to jump straight in with our first movie of the week, and that is Hokum. Okay, so Hokum is directed by Damien McCarthy. He's also the director of Oddity, which I haven't seen. I don't believe you've seen either, but it is on our watch lists and what we want to watch. But we know Oddity is like, we've heard good things about it.
Yeah.
So we were very much looking forward to Hokum. This one stars Adam Scott from Severance, Parks and Rec fame, Peter Coonan, David Wilmot, Florence Ordesh, Will O'Connell, several other people, but these are sort of like our main characters in the film. Do you want to discuss the story, what you thought about it, and I will interject when needed.
So Hokum, I had actually, so this was actually my second time seeing it. I saw it at a mystery screening about you, and I think it's a solid little horror flick. Yeah,
when you went to see it, I was ultimately hanging with a friend that night, so I was like, hey, I'm actually going to skip out on this one. And it was the Scream Unseen.
Yeah,
so
we didn't know what it was going to be.
We didn't 100% know it was going to be Hokum. And actually, during that, I was like hoping it wasn't going to be Hokum. Because from the trailers, I'm like, this is like something that I would love. And then upon you seeing it and telling me it was Hokum, you're like, yeah, this is a movie that you would love.
Yeah. It's at the end of the day, I think it's a very good ghost story in a world where maybe other paranormal things may exist. It's very I like the world. I like the space. I like the characters.
Yeah, me too. And going back to like the ghost story theme you just mentioned, I don't know if we discussed it much on the podcast or if we have, like, even it was a week where we missed an episode, but I kind of saw the similarities of this with Rebecca.
I know we watched that recently, and,
Yeah.
this idea of
Hitchcock's Rebecca.
someone in the main character's kind of past that like affects the way they kind of address the world. Yeah. And this idea that Rebecca is like a very obvious kind of ghost story.
Yeah.
Without a ghost.
In a way, yeah, this Hokum was kind of almost like there is ghosts in the movie.
Yeah, this is a supernatural movie, but
it kind of, there was definitely long periods of time throughout the movie where you're still feeling this fear of being haunted, but there's not a ghost on screen. And Rebecca, obviously, I'm assuming a lot of people have seen it, but that's Rebecca is a ghost story without a ghost.
yeah.
And I felt like some similarities when we were going for these maybe like 10, 15, 20-minute stretches of a ghost story without a ghost in it.
Yeah. I wonder if the director really, if they'd list Rebecca as one of their influences for this movie.
Possibly.
I'm curious. Haven't seen the other flicks.
Not that it was like a direct...
Yeah, just like a slight...
reference.
A slight similarity where, like, you're wondering, were they maybe operating that same wavelength a little bit?
It was like, like, especially when, like I just said, like, you're watching the film and you experience these, like, 10, 15-minute, 20-minute stretches of the film where you feel this haunting...
I'd be interested in a director's commentary.
Yeah, me too. Where you feel this, like, stretch and you know there's, like, some sort of haunting kind of supernatural spirit, but you're kind of just experiencing Adam Scott's character being locked inside this hotel room. Mm-hmm. It was like, and then spoiler alert.
Before we get to spoil, I did enjoy how the jump scares that we experience are the same jump scares that the main character experiences.
Yes.
It's not just a jump scare. It's like, oh, this is what the main character is like feeling. He's ever presently like haunted before any of the events of the movie even like transpire. Like he's haunted by flashes of a ghost, of visions of figures in the shadows that he
memories from his childhood. So to like give a spoiler of the whole movie, the sort of, there's like, I guess, two main villains in this movie. There's a man who's like just a man. He just does an evil doing. Yeah. And there's a witch. So to say that, like, we're sort of led to believe that the witch is a real entity, like that she is really here. And
at the end of the day, even though things are left to be, you know, purposely a little ambiguous, like we see enough evidence, we're like, okay, the witch is probably real.
Yeah. So yeah, you do get kind of these like two different villainous characters who at the end of the day aren't ghosts, but it still feels really like a ghost story. And the Adam Scott's character is really sort of well developed, and you can see there's a lot of points where, especially at the beginning, where he's...
That little reveal they kind of do of like, man, why is this guy such an asshole?
He's such an asshole throughout the whole first third of the movie. Mm-hmm. And you kind of like, why is he like this? Why is he like this? And then there's a big reveal as to why he is really like this.
It's like, oh, yeah, okay.
And then you kind of like understand, and then you start to I wouldn't say relate, but like...
Yeah, empathize.
Yeah, like, empathize.
Like, you understand, it's like, oh, this is where this guy's headspace is. And then we get more details, we get more information about why he is, why he's in that headspace. It's like, okay. Yes. Okay. I see. Yeah. And it's a nice, the word I use for this movie a lot is this, it's really solid. Yeah. I don't have any, like, you know, hardcore, like, notes, like, oh, they should have done this, they shouldn't have done this, they should have done this.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And Rebecca, Alfred Hitchcock's Rebecca is one of my, like, all-time favorite films. So to, like, see a modern movie being able to do the ghost story without a ghost narrative so well.
No, there is a ghost.
There is a ghost, but I'm meaning, like... Yeah, the ghost isn't a main part of the movie.
Yeah, like you can decide whether or not this ghost is, if you're interpretation was that this ghost wasn't real, I think that'd be completely valid.
But we could also, it sort of gives you the question: is a ghost really is a ghost a real entity, some sort of metaphysical entity that lives on Earth, or is it just the memories that someone experiences?
The memories and feelings that you're left with after someone may be gone.
Yeah.
Or the things that they leave behind. Yeah. I think the movie does a great job of communicating that. I think I really enjoyed in that way. It was you get to, like, this movie ends, you're like, and you know, as we see, he's like the character's an author, and we see him kind of revise something that he posed in the beginning, and it's like you get to the end of the movie, it's like, yeah, I get it. And I think there are some horror movies lately where they're way too patient. I'm not gonna say like you have to have a jump scare. You have to. I mean, I appreciate a little bit of a rise and fall, a couple peaks, because all slow burn doesn't make for the most fun time.
Yeah,
I felt like this movie had great peaks and like come downs, and like where like it wasn't just obsessed with being exciting. It was also like, okay, let me develop this. I enjoyed this movie a lot.
Yeah, and this is more of a personal thing to me. Is not that I can't stand jump scares. It's the build up to knowing a jump scare will happen that I can't stand. Mm-hmm. It just, like, I don't know what kind of anxiety emotion it builds up in me, but I like physically can't stand that emotion. So a lot of times when a movie is solely based upon jump scares and like this building of tension to the point of a jump scare, but it doesn't really go anywhere in story wise, I like hate it. I can't stand it, and like I kind of like say it does scare me, and I spend like most of the time like hidden behind my hands. Yeah. Hokum, however, I feel like it did it so wonderfully.
I like that the main character is experiencing any like jump scare is something that's no, this is how you're supposed to feel in the movie. This is how the main character feels. And this is where the movie sits.
It wasn't that sort of tension. Yeah, I feel like because I was experiencing it with the main character, and that he knew something was going to happen, it kind of put me at ease almost, and I didn't find that like feeling bubbling up inside me of the, oh my god, I'm about to get jump scared, oh my god, I can't stand it. There was maybe like once or twice I felt it, but it wasn't as intense as like say something like Undertone, which I don't think we actually spoke about on a podcast. It was like a couple of weeks back, where like that just felt kind of like it was okay, but it kind of felt like jump scare and disturbing thing, and it kind of felt like it was just being built up to try and purposely disturb the viewer and scare the viewer. And I know that's like the point of a horror movie, is to scare the viewer, but as someone who enjoys horror but just not the feeling of the lead up to being jump scared, I really just appreciated how Hokum handled their jump scares. And yeah, I didn't really feel this feeling throughout. Like our friend Connie, who we've mentioned on the podcast before, we went with her, and she was like, I feel like I was actually kind of surprised. She was like, seemed more scared than I was sometimes.
Oh no, she was like, she was on the edge of her seat.
I've like never, like I've sat next to her a bunch of times during movies. I've never like seen her like vocally be like, oh my god, and that was like, it was like fun to see. Yeah, love you, Connie. I don't know if we have, the setting was really fun in Hokum. Yeah. It's like nothing that I feel like I've seen.
You know, I'll say it is similar to something I've seen. It's, I don't want to, this isn't, shoulder to shoulder giants, but a hotel in the middle of winter. The Shining is an obvious one.
Ooh, that didn't even cross my mind. Yeah. That's like actually kind of like a good comparison. Yeah. That really did not cross my mind. Shining's also Ghost question mark too.
Yeah, and so that actually brings me to something I had in mind. We hadn't brought up our ratings.
Ooh, I was just thinking that in the back of my head. I was like, I rated it a 3.5. That's what my letterbox rating currently sits at. I think I'm gonna, this is a Freya official, I'm booing it up to a 4. Right. The more I thought about this movie, the more I'm like, yeah.
So I initially rated it as a 4, and it's my second time seeing it. I still keep it a 4. I think it's really solid. I think the themes build on themselves. I like the little mythology. They don't do that thing where they start giving way too many details that don't matter about the mechanics. I enjoy this movie. I enjoy the characters. It's a closed loop. I appreciate that. I probably have to ask, what keeps it from being any higher? Because like this movie, like, has an emotional aspect. It has like a little horror aspect.
Maybe aesthetic wise.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. So in my head, something about the aesthetic, it's a little too clean.
I agree.
It's something about it feels a little bit too clean compared to like a Shining.
Yeah, going along with the aesthetic wise, when we first get introduced to the witch character, I was like, oh, she's like a ghost witch, because I fully saw her at first in like Elizabethan garb, and I was like, that's cool. But then when you see her in the last scenes, she's just like, unfortunately, like looks like an unhoused person,
kind of like a gnome.
Yeah. Yeah,
that might be like lore, like according to the mythology of the Irish.
I also would say sometimes it feels a little bit rushed, especially the scene from when he's in the hospital, not spoiling why he's in the hospital, to then returning to the hotel. It feels like all this stuff has happened and we're just being told by a character, BT Dub, this is all what happened.
I think I might have liked that a little bit, because it introduced a real mystery. Like, what do you mean this character is like missing? That's crazy.
I agree. So, also,
I think like the thing that's holding back is like something about the aesthetic. It's like, this is a very well put together movie, and I'm very aware that it's very well put together. In a weird way.
This is sort to do with the aesthetic, sort of also a plus that I did enjoy about the movie. I enjoyed that this mascot character that they've advertised throughout the movie wasn't a huge part, and was actually more of like one of these like memory ghost visions that he has throughout the movie.
Oh yeah, I saw some people express
enjoyed that, and I love the character design of the bunny guy. Thought it was a girl because he had a little cunty bob.
Funny.
Nope, man.
I saw some people express frustration about maybe this mascot character not being more prominent, and I guess I have to disagree on that. I didn't feel that frustration.
This is just that kind of movie.
You're watching a movie. It's like, oh yeah, this character's in this movie about as much as they need to be. I mean, I guess the only thing I think of is maybe like an abstract dream sequence with the character, but like at that point,
what else would there be to put on the posters and in the trailer as like a kind of mascot for the movie? I guess you could maybe put the little folklore book that they have during the movie. Again, that's in the movie, 2 minutes most. This movie is surprisingly personal. The witch that kind of low-key just looks like a normal woman. Like the bunny is perfect. It represents the movie. It represents the main character and like what he's going through. I guess it looks awesome.
It seems like you're
final option for a mascot. The circle. So part of the law is that in Ireland, when you're facing a witch, the way to stop the witch being able to get to you is to draw a circle of chalk. What's the SpongeBob one? The bear circle.
Oh yeah, the sea bear.
Sea bear circle. Yeah, draw a sea bear circle around yourself. They won't be able to get you. Adam Scott's character is the slowest circle drawer in the world. Honestly,
I feel like I would have done it like he did. I'm not trying to have a gap.
Me and Connie were like, hurry up, bro. Like,
I would have done the exact same way.
But then, we were saying, like, what if it's like in SpongeBob, where like, there's like, that's an oval, and the sea bear can get you. But no, I think the bunny character, that's a plus on the aesthetic. I enjoy the fact that It's not a huge mascot character. It's not like Terrifier or it's the main villain of the movie.
I feel like
that it's in the movie for what, 3 minutes max.
Yeah. I feel like I'm getting why some people may not resonate with the movie, where if this character's personal journey and story is just completely uncompelling to you, I think then maybe you might not be invested in this movie.
I think that's an empathy issue, but okay.
Fair enough.
I've never been through what the main character's going through, but I can empathize with him. I can be like, okay, I see why you're reacting like this.
Some people want to see
the pure horror in your life. It's horrifying to go through the stuff that he's gone through, and that's the crux of the movie.
But I want to see the funny mascot character be creepy.
Okay, then go watch it. Go watch Terrifier. Go watch Scream.
Yeah,
you'll enjoy that a lot more.
If you're going to the movie with the expectation that this is going to be a mascot horror, I'd say do not. Or if this director's other movies, I haven't seen their other movies, but it seems that the consensus is that if you enjoy his other movies, you'll probably enjoy this. This isn't going to change your mind, is what it seems like.
Yeah. Okay. I think we've said our piece.
Yeah.
We've been talking for actually over
Hokum is a good movie.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Go watch Hokum. This is our movie of the freaking week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Movie of the week.
Next, moving on, we will talk about Deep Waters. This is a film directed by Rennie Harlin. And if that name sounds familiar to you, that's because he directed a little cool trilogy that we've said several times was one of our faves.
Mm-hmm.
Joking, not one of our faves, but low-key kind of one of our fave bad movie trilogies of the last few years, and that is The Strangers trilogy.
Yep. I gave you the reveal after the movie.
Yeah, we were we had 2 movies booked that night. We were walking out of this one into our next one, and we were and you turned to me
and
were like,
this?
Oh, you're never gonna know guess who directed this movie. And revealed to me it was the director of the Strangers trilogy, which actually has to be some of the worst movies
it's a rough trilogy
ever, actually. But it kind of holds a special place in our heart, especially the second one for the hog fight.
Hog
we love
fight.
a good piggy style.
Mm-hmm.
We love a good wild boar. We love a good
always
Pumbaa, Lion King not even live action, Lion King remake, PNG.
Yep.
So they hold a special place in our heart. This stars Aaron Eckhart, Molly Bell Wright, Kelly Gale, Ben Kingsley, Angus Sampson, Rosie Zhao, so on and so forth. There's a lot of people in this movie.
Yeah.
A lot of people, a lot of unknown people. I only personally recognized Ben Kingsley and Angus Sampson.
I think I know Aaron Eckhart from something, but I don't know what.
I thought he looked like Racer X when I was just looking the research and stuff. I thought.
Oh no, I know Racer X. Yeah,
that's not Racer X.
Yeah.
But it looks very similar. Ben Kingsley's a British actor.
Yeah.
Who's been in a bunch of
stuff.
stuff.
Known from Iron Man 3.
Angus Sampson, he's got that sort of voice you recognize, the very gravelly smoker's voice.
Mm-hmm. This is also similar to the probably I think what you told me about the Meg 2. This movie clearly has the Chinese audience in mind.
Yeah, and I personally love. I actually really love a Chinese collaboration American movie.
I know it's funny.
So
I actually kind of like it. Yeah. I love a little propaganda.
One of the best movies of this kind. It's more like it's a Chinese American collaboration, but it's very much for the Chinese audience. Wolf Warrior 2. Don't bother watching the first one. You don't need to know what happens in the first one. Go straight to number 2. It has freaking Punisher guy.
Oh, okay.
He's the main villain of this movie. We watched it.
It's been a minute.
Wolf Warrior 2, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so my initial thoughts of this movie, what I'm gonna say is I am a big fan of shark movies. I love Sharks the Animal. love sharks the villain. I think the myth of the shark and the shark the animal, two different things. I don't think, obviously, yes, sharks freaking bite people and kill people. It's very, very, very rare. Very rare. But like, sharks do have a legend as a villain. I see them as two different things. Love a shark villain movie. The last movie I saw that was a shark movie... No, actually, I forgot about Dangerous Animals. The second to last movie. Love Dangerous Animals. I don't remember its name, but I feel like it was maybe just a British film. It was about 4 women. They go on a bachelorette party. They end up going on some deserted island. They get abandoned. They're like, oh shit, we need to swim back to shore. There is like no shark in this movie, and it's very unfortunate because I was the one who was like, guys, like my old little film club that I used to have with my mum and like our friends, it was like my turn to choose the movie. I was like, guys, let's go see the shark movie. The shark's like barely in the freaking movie. This is like, it's half a shark movie, I would say. And it's half a kind of good shark movie.
Yeah, it's like the movie understood it was a shark movie, so there were like obligatory shark scenes where, I mean, like, funnily enough, there's a version of this movie that, like, you know, the sharks are like this movie, like...
Didn't have to be a shark movie.
It really didn't have to be a shark movie. I mean, I think to make money, it kind of needed to be.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know. I feel like...
Well, let's go back on our opinions on the films before we dive too deep on that. So,
I thought it was fun. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was action-packed. You know, to say this guy was the one who directed the Strangest trilogy, I thought, you know, this can hold an audience. This has the action. It has the heart. It has the, I wouldn't say the story, but it has definitely heart in it.
This is a movie, I watched it, after watching it, like, you know, I thought it was really solid. I think the drama is like real. Like I think there's a lot of movies. There's a lot of this movie that's very, very cheesy, very like almost overt, almost obvious. But like drama is, no matter what you do, drama is drama. And I think this movie has drama.
Yeah.
And my thought was, this movie's gonna kill on streaming.
Yeah, definitely.
This movie's gonna kill on streaming. You're gonna walk in on your dad watching this movie, and they're like. And like, you know, it's one of those movies where if it's on, you sit there and you stand behind the couch for a couple minutes, like,
yeah, kind of like, oh, what are you watching? Oh, and like, who's that? Like, what's going on?
Like, it's I expected a stupid shark movie.
Same.
I didn't get a stupid shark movie. I got a movie filled with drama and characters I actually wanted to root for.
Yeah,
and I was surprised.
I don't think we mentioned I rated it a 3, and you rated it a 3.5.
I was so ridiculously impressed with that there's a clear point from the movie. I think the plot of the movie, people are on a plane, the plane goes down, shark infested waters. But in the second that plane going down scene, I was like, this is intense.
It was very
This is the scariest thing. I'm watching this like, this is the scariest thing ever. This is the scariest thing I've ever seen. You're like,
yeah, like the especially the like plane falling down scene.
I had to pretend like I didn't watch this movie ever. I had to pretend I didn't watch this movie because I don't want to go. I don't like when I next time I go on a plane. I didn't see this movie.
Never put this movie onto airlines.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Never ever put this movie onto airlines because like people are gonna go into it being like, Deep Water is a shark movie, I love sharks, and they're gonna get one of the most horrific plane crash scenes of their life. It was
everything
horrific.
That could go wrong goes wrong.
Literally every single thing.
Everything you've ever thought of on your plane, like, what if some guy brings in a laptop and the laptop has a bad charger and it catches on fire and it blows up the engine and then there's a hole and then the fire extinguisher goes off and then it comes out of the hole and knocks me out and kills, like,
and then I get
everything goes wrong.
Sucked out of the plane.
Yes. Oh my God. And that's just before the plane even goes. After the plane goes down, everything still goes wrong. And then I crash
into the water, and then there's sharks in the water. That's literally the
and
thing
you crash in the water,
movie.
And when and it's actually a kind of good landing, but it's on a coral reef, so everything goes wrong. And your parents went to the bathroom during the ridiculous.
Yeah, and actually, I don't really fuck with my new brother.
Like, You know what? There's a child character in this movie, and like your 9-year-old didn't say that shit. She did not.
Yeah.
She had a lot of. She had a couple of those like wise beyond her years kind of lines. I was like, okay.
So, before I started traveling to come see you all the time, before we were married, when we were long distance, I used to be like pretty scared of flying, and I used to I wouldn't be able to watch any plane crash stuff, so on and so forth. But now I've done it so much, I actually subscribed to the idea that this is pretty safe. It's basically almost 100% safe to fly in a plane.
Like everything that goes wrong does. Honestly, even the thing that goes wrong on the plane, I turned to you and was like, this doesn't make sense. Frankly, there's not enough oxygen for there to be a fire, for there to be a fire that starts.
And also the crux of the whole thing is that someone wasn't.
So much goes wrong.
The beginning of the plane crash is because some dude has his iPad laptop on charge on a portable charger. The wire's all janky, and he puts it in his checked in luggage, which is insane. You would put it in your checked in luggage anyway. But then it's also that when he checks in his luggage, the TSA guy isn't looking at the X-ray, so it gets through. It's just he
has a faulty drawer that shocks him.
It's
everything goes like this. This, I promise you, this isn't gonna happen to you. But you're watching it. If you have a fear of planes, I'd say don't watch this movie. If you have a fear of sharks, go for it. Because something that Dangerous Animals did that was very nice was Dangerous Animals. That movie said these are just animals. These are just animals. Some psychopath trying to empathize with them is just a psychopath. These are just animals. This movie, these sharks are the monsters in the water that are gonna get you.
Yeah. And also don't watch it if you're currently on a plane and you check your little onboard entertainment. You're like, deep waters. I think I will. But that's kind of what I love about this movie is the pure ridiculous's of it.
Yeah, everything goes wrong.
It's just pure
everything
insanity, and it's literally
the drama works. It's stressful.
It's as if the director thought, what is the worst thing that could ever happen to you when you get on a plane?
And what is
the worst thing that could ever happen to me? And it
happens over and over and over.
Yeah. And it does not stop.
And this they do a good job of building up these characters on the plane just enough for oh man, this person doesn't deserve to die. There's one guy who deserves to die, and you already know what's gonna happen. But everyone else, you're like, oh man, this is rough. I at some point I'm like, I don't want anyone else to die.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to die. They've been through enough. They've been through enough.
Yeah, this is somewhat a spoiler, but I'll try not to spoil too much.
The drama's real.
At one point, there is a character who is one of the characters you're like, I really hope this person doesn't die. And they do! And it's whoa, for a guy who's not willing to take risks on the strangers, you're willing to take risks on deep waters. And I respect you for that. Because you gave us the hog fight.
I think it's strangers took risks, but they're just there's bad choices. Yeah,
just bad choices. This, however, is low-key
the drama is real. I fucked with it.
Deep Waters, I'm going to describe as it's a series of bad choices that shouldn't work, but somehow do to create some awesomely kind of bad movie. I will admit, it's kind of bad. It's not
there's a lot of look at the camera, wink, wink.
Yeah.
You all know what's gonna happen kind of moments.
My thing was,
what do you mean this character's jumping in the water?
I felt like every single character we were introduced to, he tried to portray as a main character.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, everyone had their little quirks, their little story, and it's a lot to include in what an hour and 45 movie.
Very it builds up enough suspense for at some point you're like, oh, none of these important characters they built up are gonna die anymore, and then and there's a couple who's damn, really, fuck. But the movie is not overly like it very much is like indomitable human spirit. Like,
Yeah.
We got to get through this, guys. Very, I feel like you watch the trailer, you kind of like the movie won't surprise you, but like by the end, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thoroughly impressed. I was fully prepared this to be like a schlocky.
Yeah, same.
I think this is not a Sharknado. Kind of like so bad it's good. I think this movie's solid.
Yeah, me too. I think
If the trailer
Yeah.
interests you at all, at least
I think
no,
if
there's
you're
a couple bad trailers. If the premise interests you at all, I think go
if
for it.
you're a fan of shark movies, period, I
Yeah.
think you should watch this.
It's a genre that exists exclusively because of Jaws, and with that in mind, I'd say watch this movie.
Yeah, I would too. I think you would really like it.
We could do it for a Jaws rewatch.
Low-key, I think this is a redemption for the director of Strangers. If I maybe, in fact, if I had seen that this was the director of Strangers and that's how they advertised it with, I maybe would have gone in with more of a negative mind to be like, oh, this is going to be trash. But because I didn't, I enjoyed it so much. And it's kind of given this director somewhat of a redemption arc in my mind. Because, like, hey, let me see what you're working on next.
Yeah.
And not out of a, oh, your last movies were so bad that I want to see what you're working on to make a mockery of it. It's like, no. Let me see what you're working on next, because I hear there's going to be big things with your kid.
This was really solid. Rennie Harlan, yeah.
I hear that you're going to go... I hear you're going to go places, kid. And I'm ready for that.
Yeah. But, Deep Waters. Well, it was solid. Yeah. If Hokum wasn't so good, it's definitely our number 2 of the week.
Yeah.
It's spoiler. It's our number 2 of the week.
It's our number 2 of the week.
Yeah.
Lastly, for this week, we are going to talk about The Devil Wears Prada 2. This is directed by David Frankel. He is the director of the first one. He's also the director of Band of Brothers and Marley and Me, etc. This film stars Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, Stanley Tucci, Kenneth Branagh, Justin Theroux, Simone Ashley, Lucy Liu, Caleb Heron, etc., etc., etc. I rated this a 1.5 and you rated it a 2.
Yeah, kind of going straight into it. We watched Devil Wears Prada 1 for the first time, both of us, earlier this week, and my first impression was, oh, that was okay. It maybe didn't resonate so much with either of us.
No.
We watched it, it's like, oh, that was okay. In kind of preparation to watch the second one, and now after watching the second one, I just I kind of walked away just unsatisfied. I know people are loving this movie as like a great sequel. I guess if you enjoy the first one, it might feel this way, but
and
I
if
guess
you've grown up and like say like you were a teenager, or even in like you were like 10 years old, you've grown up with this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It probably hits different than someone who watched
the first one this week.
Yeah, my thing is, I think I've discussed this on the podcast before. I have a minor background of fashion design. I did study fashion design. That's what I wanted to do growing up. So I kind of put off watching this movie the kind of way like some people put off watching other movies, of like, it's their thing, it's their like background, and they kind of like just don't want to see it. That's kind of how I felt with The Devil Wears Prada. I kind of put off watching it because I knew it was to do with fashion, and I guess it's kind of the thing of like not wanting to see your failure or like your dream that you haven't been able to get on screen. And so I've like never watched it because it just like I never did, and I was like, okay, we're gonna go see the second one, might as well watch it. Should have just watched it in the first place because it's not about my dream.
Yeah,
it's like
it's a movie for people that wear clothes but don't care about fashion.
Yeah, again,
and if you care about fashion, then this movie is kind of, I wouldn't even say preaching to the choir, just like talking. It's like for babies.
Yeah, I said something on the way home where I was like, this is a fashion movie for people who think fashion is just the clothes you put on your body and not a piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
And this second one really solidifies that opinion for me, because there's actually two different points throughout this movie where there is fashion, very clearly artistic and editorial fashion, that's put onto models where it's played off for laughs. There's one where Marc Jacobs himself is in the scene and they're wearing like this exaggerated floral puffer coat. It's basically a dress exaggerated huge, and it's like played off for the audience to be like, yeah, they look ridiculous.
It plays especially poorly to us when we saw the Marc Jacobs documentary just a couple weeks ago.
And it's also very strange that Marc Jacobs is in the scene, and I know he probably was like, "Oh, it's fine." Like,
get some laughs.
I like Anne Hathaway. I like Meryl Streep. I've seen Devil Wears Prada. I like it. They're making a mockery of your art. And then there's another scene. I don't know if it's a Marc Jacobs. It looks similar to the original, the first model. But there's another scene where Andy rushes in and Nigel is doing a photo shoot. And there's a model in a head-to-toe floral, like, morph suit. You know, where it, like, covers the full face. Arms, legs, everything covers it. And a floral jacket over the top. And, like, she kind of pulls her face, like, ugh, well, like, what's going on? And again, it's played off for the audience to be like, ugh, they look so silly. Fashion is so silly. Fashion is so stupid. It's for the people who watch the 2026 autumn winter Mason Margiela runway and be like, oh, that's so silly. That's so ridiculous. I would never wear that, because you're not meant to wear it. Yeah. You're not meant to wear it.
It doesn't come across.
It's a piece of art. It's a piece of art.
These movies don't come across as frankly, they don't come across as fashion movies.
Yeah.
Which is fine if they don't want to be that, but they don't. Especially the second one doesn't come across as like a great like fashion movie.
Call me a hater, because right now I'm hearing a pair of Uniqlo pants and a band t-shirt. But like, you can tell the way that people engage with fashion by what people are dressing to go see this movie. This is the movie to dress up if you're a fan of this movie. This is the fashion movie. Guys, let me see a little bit more effort in your outfits. I mean, I turned up in a pair of freaking baggy jeans, tank top, and a cap. Because this isn't my movie, but like, this is your movie. This is about fashion, guys. Let me see some looks.
No, we saw. Let me see some looks. People came out for this movie.
But like,
I just no, going straight into the.
It's marketed as a fashion movie, but it's not a movie that engages with fashion earnestly.
Like the first one, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, but even still, I guess it is a symptom of, like, you know, the social media, and which it discusses.
The first one felt like it was taking people from like zero to somewhere.
Yeah,
this one feels like it doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, we're already starting at somewhere.
Yeah.
So where do we go from here?
Nowhere. I don't know.
We go from somewhere to mocking artistic expression within fashion.
Yeah, Andy should know. Frankly, like, I don't know.
Yeah, if it doesn't look conventionally attractive, I don't want it. And when artists are trying to make a statement of how things should be seen, that's not conventionally attractive, I don't like it, and that's funny. You're a movie about fashion, and you have Marc Jacobs in the scene where it's funny, where you're making it seem funny about his own designs.
Man, I like, even like just jumping straight to another thing. That Andy dress like it's like hyped up for not being appropriate for the events. Like, I don't know, that it looked like a Target collab.
It looked like a Target collab beach cover up.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, there's like a scene while Colin's looking up. I'll describe the scene to you. So, if you recall from the first one, it's like a whole thing that like Andy can't dress. Andy can't put together an outfit. She looks like a bum. She got no swag. And so Stanley Tucci's character Nigel, he like takes her under his wing, and he's like, here, take all these different clothes, you're gonna look good. And then like the whole thing from the second movie, she kind of retains that swag and that fashion knowledge.
Yeah,
and at some point, she gets invited to like a big event with Miranda, and so Stanley Tucci's like, here, take these clothes, take this. This is like what's appropriate. This is what's in season. You know, because like nobody can seem to develop a personal style. So here's some clothes that you should be wearing right now. And then all of a sudden, Andy looks off into the distance. It's not on camera. And she's like, oh my god, that's the most gorgeous dress I've ever seen. I love it. Oh my god, it's so gorgeous. And like Nigel
says it's not appropriate. It's like, no, you can't wear this. It's too loud.
Yeah, Nigel's like, this is too much. No, you can't wear it. It's not appropriate. It's too much. And also like it's very important. Like if you wore it, you'd get like spaghetti sauce all over it. That's not what he says. You'll get spaghetti sauce all over it. So eventually, he's like,
I was expecting something insane looking.
She convinces him. He's like, okay, yes, you can wear it. Do not get a single stain on it. Next scene. She's wearing like a freaking Target collab beach cover up. And like, me and Clanny both admitted this. We were like,
I didn't think that was the actual dress she was hyping up.
I thought it was going to be some like
she's going to change at the house.
I thought we were going to have the Kim Kardashian wearing Marilyn Monroe's conversation of how she busted it open.
So we kind of get to that, and you know, the dress, it looks fine. It looks good. It looks good. It looks fine. But it's not like something so
it's
ridiculous.
A Target collab beach cover.
I don't want to be. I don't want to. I don't want to. It does look nice. It is a nice looking dress. It's just we got hyped up into thinking of something so inappropriate, so loud.
Look, so
when
looks
honestly,
like
frankly, patchwork. At least in my opinion, a lot of these patchwork designs, I mean, they kind of hit their height, and they're not that. It's not like something fashion forward at this point.
Again, it's that whole thing of from the first movie of, one designer brought out cerulean military jackets, and then it trickles down, and then we were literally in Target today. I saw patchwork jeans.
Yeah, patchwork was like it was like really fashion forward in 2021, 2022, maybe, and honestly, at that point, it was already kind of like. And so at this point for this movie that's very fashionable, that's very fashion branded, at least in 2026, this isn't a fashion forward outfit.
Not only that, it felt out of character for her style. From even the first one to the second, throughout the second one, she's kind of sticks with like darker colors. Yeah. Like quite dark, neutral colors.
This colorful one doesn't seem like something that actually would grab her attention the way it does. To the point where I'm like, oh, is this like a paid collab? Is this like a paid like advertisement?
I mean, I'm sure all of it was.
Yeah, I'm like this particular dress that doesn't really feel fitting to the movie. I don't know what to say. Maybe it made a different impression on other people in the audience that like fucked with it or don't give a shit about fashion. But watching it, I was completely underwhelmed.
Yeah.
And that moment, I was feeling some real build up. I was like, man, what is she going crazy about?
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I wore that. I straight up, I've worn something similar in 2022.
Yeah.
Like I probably have some picture on my own Instagram of me wearing a jacket in 2022. It was like, oh yeah, this is Patrick, and I like that jacket a lot better.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to like our main gripe.
Oh yeah, the actual movie.
The story with the actual movie. It.
Mind if I take the forefront real quick?
Of course.
So this movie kind of poses some big questions regarding like, you know, the enshittification of things via capitalism, of things like the artistry in a magazine publication, of people, of trying to get an audience to care about things, of the artistry behind like human decisions and human design, you know, making that matter in 2026, and how that feels like it matters less and less. It poses this huge question, And frankly, its answer to me is completely unsatisfying.
Yeah, I agree.
It feels like its answer. So the big thing, the big conflict that kind of happens in the movie eventually is, oh no, the bad billionaire is going to buy the brand and kick out the people that we like, or they're going to get kicked out by the current owner that doesn't understand the vision or importance of the publication. And this movie's answer is just find a good billionaire that does understand it.
Yeah.
And it's so it comes across to me as so completely like naive. I wouldn't even say hopeful, because it still feels dystopian.
Yeah.
Where you're having to curry the favor of another billionaire
Yeah.
that will let you
like,
exist.
Yeah, like what if that one billionaire wakes up one day and is actually, no, I don't fuck with like any of you.
And the movie even makes this admission. It's like, oh yeah, she says she's hands off for now. Like
like, what about your jobs in like, you guys need this to survive. Like, Andy just bought a new apartment from her like freaking weird boyfriend that we'll actually discuss after this. But like,
yeah,
it's just very bizarre. It's like, and yes, we as Disney fans can admit that, you know, maybe we shouldn't be taking these weird anti-capitalist takes from Disney, because Disney's never going to admit the billionaire is the bad guy, because Disney is a million, billion, $trillion corporation. But it's like, maybe then just don't go for that kind of story.
It posed this huge question that's basically like a question plaguing all art, all arts, all artistic, all human endeavor in modern society. And like, that's a big question to pose. What's your answer? And I was completely underwhelmed. I was completely like, oh, the answer is actually just find a good billionaire. There's no... I was completely I just wish they hadn't posed the question, frankly. In a movie filled with capitalistic, like it's hard to separate modern like designer fashion from capitalism, from these things. And in this movie, like, props for being ambitious and trying to go for it, but like completely unsatisfying. The kind of I don't think if this was your answer, I don't think you should have gone for it in the first place. You clearly weren't willing to really wrestle with the dystopian nature of it. I don't know what to say.
No, I agree.
In another world, this movie ends with Runway being an indie publication of people who living out of their houses. I don't know what to say. Yeah. Because that's the reality we live in.
I think we've hit all of the main points of our gripes with the movie. Little side tangents of also things we didn't like it, because I kind of struggle to see things apart from it being a movie I can watch and is cohesive to appreciate about this movie. It's very long.
It doesn't help that we are lukewarm on the original.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
We're lukewarm on the original, so I guess if you enjoyed the original, you're gonna enjoy this.
It's very long. It's like over 2 hours, kind of long. But I guess if you're enjoying the movie, that doesn't matter. And
if you're feeling like this movie's faltering a bit, it's only gonna get worse over time.
Yeah. And then there is like this weird romance subplot to the movie that we're expected to really care about by the end, but doesn't put enough effort into showing us why we should be caring about it.
The guy isn't particularly interesting. He isn't particularly handsome.
Yeah.
So they don't have a particular chemistry aside from not being toxic.
Yeah.
There's nothing
even
particularly...
they're not even particularly toxic with each other, but they make it out as if they are by the end.
There's nothing particularly like... why is this in the movie? I don't give a shit.
They meet, they go on a date. We're supposed to assume they get into a relationship.
He's a regular Joe Schmo.
They have like not even a bad argument, and then by the end she's like knocking on his door like, I know we're not perfect, but I love you.
Like this movie is actually just fill.
Y'all hear something?
It makes a point to fill it. This movie makes a point to fill itself with just exceptional individuals in one way or another, whether it be personality, whether it be accomplishment, whether it be like acumen, and then she's with this normal Joe Schmo dude. I don't know what he does for her that no one else does. There's no particular chemistry. This is just a dude. I don't know. Maybe moms are gonna love this.
Yeah.
It
just wasn't for us, I suppose.
Yeah, really. If you enjoy the first one, I'm sure this movie won't disappoint you. I have a lot of bad to say about it, but that's just because this movie's competent. This movie's competent. There's a story. There's a beginning, middle, end. I think this movie. People talk about the Michael movie like this. I think this movie has so much fan service to its detriment.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum of like the general public opinion.
Yeah. Same.
Where like this it just didn't really do anything for me. I like the music. I like I like doing a little groove in the middle of like a needle drop, but.
Yeah, I agree.
Devil Wears Prada 2. If you didn't like the first one, don't waste your time.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the first one, don't waste your time. If you enjoy the first one, go see it.
Yeah, it feels like it picks up right where it left off.
Yep. All right.
That is the movies we've seen for the week. Now, what do we have next on the docket? Now, this next week, we have a couple of things. There are re-showing of Crazy Rich Asians. There's that Billie Eilish concert movie. We haven't seen very many concert movies, so that'll be fun to see like in Dolby 3D. We have Mortal Kombat.
We have
Blue Heron. I'm looking forward to that. We have Lolita. That's doing a re-showing of Stanley Kubrick's Lolita. So we'll see that. And, our thoughts on that on Saturday. And anything else? Then there's a mystery movie on Monday, but that will get into the other one.
Yeah.
But that's us. Yeah. There's a mystery movie. We're on the street. It's Wizards of the Kremlin, so we'll see.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. That's us.
That's all the movies we saw this week. A little bit. We said it was a little bit of short video, but like looking at it, we've been talking for over an hour now. But yeah, thank you for watching. We're gonna try and get back into weekly episodes. My name is Freya. This is Kalani. Please like, comment any movies we should check out, anything you're looking forward to. Please subscribe. And I believe we will see you next week.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye-bye.